Just take it through.
If anyone wishes to speak, you gotta put your name up here. You get 5 minutes. Don't be quiet. Free speech.
That's the only correlation I can make.
Excuse me?
This meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act in accordance with the resolution adopted by the Board of Commissioners of the Township of North Bergen at the regular meeting held on December 7, 2011. A copy of the resolution was distributed to the Journal and the Record and posted on the bulletin board at the main entrance of the Township Hall. Commissioner Cabrera, Commissioner Ferraro, Commissioner Gargiulo, Commissioner Pasquale, Mayor Sacco. All rise.
Department in effect, there's no shouting out, disrupting any speakers or the meeting in any way. If that occurs, you'll be escalated.
Proclamation proclaiming October 10, 2012, put the brakes on Fatalities Day. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing payment of claims if and when funds are available and approved. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco? 2 resolutions authorizing a refund of overpayment of taxes. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Resolution awarding a contract to Alpha Dog Solutions for computer services. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing change order number 1 for work being done at the North Bergen Municipal Court and Parking Authority Building. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing change order number 1, decreasing the contract amount with Tiffany Electric. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Report from Vital Statistics for the month of September. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco? I have for introduction an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a restricted parking space for use by the handicap. A hearing has been set for October 24th at 11 a.m. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded that the hearing of the ordinance be held on October 24th at 11 a.m. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco? I have for introduction an ordinance entitled, Bond Ordinance Providing for the Riverfront Park Development Project located in the Township of North Bergen and the Town of Gothenburg, New Jersey, appropriating $2,850,000, therefore and authorizing the issuance of $2,850,000 bonds or notes of the Township of North Bergen and the County of Hudson, New Jersey, to finance part of the cost thereof. A hearing has been set for October 24th at 11 a.m. Can I have a motion? Motion has been made and seconded that the hearing of the ordinance be held on October 24th at 11 a.m. Commissioner Cabrera? Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
I have for introduction an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to allow for the vacation of a portion of Dell Avenue in the Township of North Bergen. A hearing has been set for October 24th at 11 a.m. Can I have a motion?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded that the hearing of the ordinance be held on October 24th at 11 a.m. Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
We have caused to be published an ordinance to supplement ordinance number 710-0 49 entitled, "An Ordinance Regulating the Special Traffic Conditions Existing Upon the Streets of the Township of North Bergen, Setting for the Violation thereof, and Repealing all ordinances or portions in connection therewith." It was introduced on September 26th and published on September 29th. May I have a motion to open the hearing?
I'll make it.
Commissioner Cabrera?
Yes.
Commissioner Ferraro?
Yes.
Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Heard.
I have no objections in the stop sign.
Thank you. Anyone else? May I have a motion to close?
I'll make it.
Second.
Commissioner Cabrera? Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco? I'd like a motion for adoption.
Second.
Commissioner Cabrera? Commissioner Ferraro? Commissioner Gargiulo? Commissioner Pasquale?
Yes.
Mayor Sacco?
Yes.
Okay, that concludes the business portion.
Peggy Wong, 8550 Boulevard East.
Good evening, everyone. Commissioner, Mayor Sacco, thank you very much for having this evening meeting.
Can't hear you, Peggy.
Oh, no,
Mic's not on.
mic's not on? All right. Okay, I'll speak a little bit louder. I was here June 26th and the 27th, and the topic that concerned me on those 2 days was the redevelopment zone. And I've spoken at a previous hearing encouraging the town not to make it a secretive process, which by its nature, redevelopment zones are secretive, because you basically don't have to have any public hearings on it except one. And I know that, I read in the paper recently that you've approved it for, one part of it for 293 unit high-rise, but there were no plans submitted. And I realize that you're not required to submit it.
That's the same.
Plans, they're the original plans from 6 years ago.
But no one has seen it. It would be nice if the town would publicize
The
it.
hearing was 6 years ago, and it was simply the approvals that were granted 6 years ago. There was nothing new there.
But it would be, again, it would be nice if people could see it. And I go back to a meeting that we had with Mr. Peonies and Mr. Chakowski. There were 3 of us concerned citizens where we were encouraging the town not to develop a conventional high-rise box that blocked the views of the Palisades Cliffs. We were trying to encourage you to consider something a little bit more creative, and we gave you examples of that. Plus, we gave you an example of an architect who was building nearby in Edgewater was somewhat similar. We didn't mean for you to copy it, but it was an attempt to start a discussion. Now, since that meeting, we've not had the courtesy of any feedback. Not that you have to give us any feedback, because you can do whatever you want. But there were 3 citizens here who took the time to meet with you, and we were very happy that you gave us the time. And we are, what, 4 months later? Our meeting was in June.
We presented the options to the developer, the options that could change the actual shape of the building became totally cost prohibitive to the developer. But having said that, the discussion is far from over. We plan on doing greenscape, all the things we talked about, and we plan on calling you in to talk to the developer. We already brought that up to the developer.
Well, that's nice to hear. When would it be? Because this is new source.
They haven't even pulled their foundation permit yet. Once that happens, we will be calling a meeting. It's scheduled to happen.
Is that in the next month or 2 months or next
It
year?
depends on when they mobilize to start.
Okay. Well, we're on record then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much. Now, there's one other thing I'd like to comment on, so long as if I still have time left. I am on the board of directors for the Hudson River Waterfront Conservancy, and there's a hearing tomorrow night on the Palisades Medical Center expansion. And the DEP has approved plans. And we had a meeting with the DEP yesterday, and we spoke to the Assistant Commissioner about this development. And they referred us to Chris. And basically, he made that comment after I said to him, as a resident of North Bergen, I was bitterly disappointed that that walkway that's behind the hospital is not going to be upgraded in any substantial way. There's one, and I have to tell you, we have inspected all the walkways from Bayonne up to Fort Lee. That walkway ranks as one of the filthiest, poorest maintained walkways. And I would hope, I wish this town would put some pressure on the developer to do more than what's been approved. Basically, what's been approved is to add more benches, more lighting, and some trash receptacles. That is, in the terminology of the industry, a decorating job.
Okay, what Chris is saying, the DEP has total jurisdiction to this.
They also encouraged us to talk to Chris when I told them that it was a chance for the town to gain some property values in the surrounding area, but this was not a very good walkway, it's not well maintained, it's filthy. It's something that the town should not pass up.
Okay, we'll talk. Chris will be meeting with them, talking to them about it, especially as they're planning development in the area. Makes it a little easier. We'll be on it.
I'll be at tomorrow night's meeting.
I won't.
All I'm saying is that this town has an opportunity to increase the property values in that area. That walkway would, if it's not improved, you're missing an opportunity.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Janice Zorovich, 1407 43rd Street.
Ms. Wong was just talking about development. At the last hearing, or whatever we had here, LWH, did we look into who those people were, the developers? Do we know who they are? Mr. Chris, I don't know how to say his last name.
The developers for LWH?
Yeah.
It's difficult to actually pinpoint who the owners are. I went back to the submission to the planning board. In fact, Mr. Shaw put in an open request. So all we can tell you is what we have on record. And feel free to stop by and give me what I have. I don't have the names in front of me.
Well, what I have on LWH is that they are in the rears of taxes for $335,000. 335, oh yeah. According to your tax plan, right here, you up the tax sale. Okay?
That may be what it shows
Didn't
on
we give them a
record.
30-year?
They've appealed their taxes, and that settlement hasn't hit the tax rolls. Once it does, they'll be completely clear.
What do you mean, completely clear? They won't pay?
No,
Okay.
as part of the settlement of the tax appeal, that credit will wipe out what's due and owing from them.
You're talking about people you don't even know. How do you?
I know who they are.
Well, tell us. That's what I'm asking you. Did I not say that?
Names,
Yeah. LWH.
corporate entity that's
A corporate
represented by a
entity?
number of people.
Right. And 6 years ago, was that the same people?
No, it was actually
It was
approved
Riverview.
by a different developer. That approval was from a different developer.
Okay, so why?
Multi-developer.
Okay, and they not doing it anymore. We have
No, they
new
sold the
developers
development to LWA.
who we don't know who they are. And they owe us 300, you know what, we have $600,000 owed to us by these people, Eagle Recycling, Cardella. These people are in garbage business. Does anybody want to answer me, like, why we pay them $600,000 and they owe us? What are you doing to this town? Answer me. You're giving this to developers and you're telling me you don't know who they are. Are they American? Are they Chinese? Is it an American firm? Is it a
Does that really
Chinese?
matter?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We have Americans here who need jobs. And you're letting them, you're gonna give them a tax break when we have people that owe $100 and you're putting them into foreclosure? I guess we have no answers. You could be replaced too, Mr. Pianist, and you're gonna be. Mr. Sacco, at the last meeting, real quick, sex offenders.
Janice, we can hear you back here.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have a problem with sex offenders in this town that you are not allowing the people to know about. You're supposed to go into the schools, tell them who they are, and show pictures if they're like a number 4. In their opinion, sex offenders who are number 2, you don't have to tell the people that they live across the street from the school. We have 3 of them across from Kennedy School. We have a lot by Fulton. Why aren't we telling the parents and the teachers? Weren't you the one that put up Megan's law? Or was that just for your name?
I didn't put a maintenance law.
Oh, I remember reading about you sponsoring it. You didn't sponsor it?
Haley's law.
Excuse me?
Haley's
Oh, okay, so what's the difference? Does it matter in
It's
the
a
child's
major-
name?
The law is, no, it's a major difference, they're two different laws,
Okay.
entirely different.
Well, we do
There's
have
no-
Megan's law here, don't we? That you have
Megan's
to,
law does exist, and the police
and it's up to
control
the,
how and what is to be
and
given
that
out
would be
what
your
information.
deputy chief of police or
Let
the
him
chief
answer.
of police? And what about the children? That's
I
what I
just
want to
heard
know.
someone shut out.
Excuse me,
I
it's
just
my
heard someone
time,
shut
don't
out.
talk on my
Absolutely.
time.
If you want,
I
To be
want
disturbed.
answers
You
about
wanna
the
be
children
disturbed?
in this town that you're a teacher and you're ignoring. We have 2 sex offenders across the street from Kennedy
not true,
School,
we follow the letter of
and we
the
have
law.
one in your building. Do you know
We
him?
have the letter of
Do
the
you
law.
know the man in your building that's a sex
It's
offender?
the letter of the law.
Oh, the letter of the law. You guys are cheating all over the
And
place, and
anyone
you're talking
else
about the
who
letter of the law,
and
Nick?
goes another
No.
way, what happens here is that you become sued by the people.
Oh,
So the police
great.
direct how
Bring
it
it
gets
on.
done.
Be
The
sued by a
prosec-
sex
the
offender? I'm
prosecutor-
ready.
For you.
I'm ready. Come
For
on.
you.
Yeah, well, you're not, because I don't want the children being raped and touched. You know what, if it's a sex offender 1 or 4, you touch a child's body, in their mind, it's not a 1 or 4, it's in their mind forever, okay? Laugh, you gotta smile,
I'm not
Nick,
laughing
come
at you.
on.
I'm wondering. if
I'm
you
wondering
realize
why
the
you're not
extent of what
doing
you're
your
saying.
job
You
as
have
the
no-
mayor.
You have no, okay, look.
What?
The police dictate this through the prosecutor's office, how we operate, and that's how it
No,
is.
you don't operate that way. We
That's
have,
exactly how we operate.
you don't know the names of developers, you don't care about the children. We have a woman who I am still waiting to be investigated because I killed her mother, who told me she won't help me. She's a police chief or commissioner, whatever. And you smile.
Thank you, John. Have a good time.
And in Monmouth County,
Thank you for having me. I had to come to North Bergen to challenge you because the things that I've learned are horrible, sir.
Speak up a little bit.
I can't hear the lady. Please put the public
Is
address.
this not on? Because I'm seeing a lot of tapping out here.
Can you project a little bit the mic?
I can
Not
project,
operating. Thank
but I don't want you to think that I'm being obnoxious.
you.
I'm here today because I've traveled this state. I'm running for United States Senator against your buddy. Did somebody left? Who left? Why don't you come up here? That's what I thought. Don't mess with me. Now, there are 3 women. We have an audio tape of your sexual harassment. You're a state, this is the good old boys club up here in Hudson County. And you guys are done. I'm getting in office, people like you are gone. Because you're not gonna have women getting fired for not having sex with you while you're with a judge. Not on my time. Do you understand me? So I want you to answer to these women and apologize. And I'm calling for your resignation. Because anybody that talks to a woman like that deserves to be put in jail. Because the way you spoke to them, that I'm here, and I'm not backing down. You can cut my brakes, you can do everything you want, but I'm here, and I'm kicking your ass out. Tell Bobby how much of a bitch I am, please.
Larry Weinstein, 8516 Tenley Avenue.
Yeah, Larry.
Mayor Sacco, if I could have your attention, please. You make approximately $250,000 as a superintendent of schools, in addition to all your other salaries as mayor and state senator, for a total of $350,000 or more. We're not sure about that yet. $350,000 paid by the taxpayers of New Jersey, of North Bergen. That's over $7,000 a week. Y para las personas que no hablan inglés, este alcalde gana $7,000 por semana. Y él está aquí ahora y él no quiere contestar ni una pregunta, ni una pregunta. Y él gana más de $7,000 por semana y los aumentos de los impuestos suben y él no quiere contestar preguntas. Now, Mayor, you work for the Board of Education, do you sign in every day and do you sign out? Or are you just a phantom superintendent of schools? No answer. Ladies and gentlemen.
Another
No
clap.
answer. Is there any record for the taxpayers to see you punch in, punch out, or sign out when you enter the Board of Education? Well, we're going to file an OPRA to request those documents. And obviously, just like you do with all the other requests for public documents, you hire Chase & Laner, a firm that earns millions of dollars from the taxpayers of North Bergen, which Herb Plitzer is a part of. And I know there's a camera system at the Board of Ed. I want to take in a certified person, an investigator, to check those camera systems, to see you and your cronies use the Board of Education for political purposes, because you are not using the board for education, but you're using it for political reasons. Now, when you came into office, many, many, many years ago, you ran on a platform that you wanted night meetings and open government. When is the next night meeting going to be held in North Bergen?
Never?
Not even looking at Chris Pianese, you can't answer. You know when the next night meeting is in the township of North Bergen. Because obviously there's a need for people to come to the night meeting, and the reason you don't have night meetings is because you don't want them to come to the meetings. You want the meetings to be held at 11 o'clock when everybody's working. Can you answer the question, when is the next night meeting?
Howard.
Answer it.
The next one who calls out, I'm gonna ask them. Please, just so you know, the next one who calls out, I've been pretty patient, letting people call out. If you call out again, and disrupt the meeting again, we're gonna be escalated. That's what, I ain't got to do it.
At the last meeting, your $5 million mouthpiece challenged me. And I challenged you to a lie detector test, and I'm going to repeat my request for you to take that test. And I have an additional question. Now, Tim Grassi signed off on phony payroll bills to send people out, to send township employees out to other municipalities to do political work. Did you approve that?
Yes.
No answer. This man makes over $7,000 a week, $350,000 a year, and he doesn't want to respond to questions from the Township of North Bergen and its residents. Of North Bergen, and you don't deserve to be there.
Thank you.
177th Street, Shirley Force.
By the way.
Let's go, Bonnie.
Woo! Hi, Mr. Gargiulo. You were my principal at St. Joseph many years ago. The reason I'm here, and I'm glad I followed up this gentleman before, is because my son Matthew is 21 years old and he's autistic. And I've been living in the town of North Bergen all the 21 years. Thank God he got, since he was diagnosed early on, he went into Bergen County Special Services. As a result of that, North Bergen was responsible for his busing. And since that, beginning at the ages of 2 years old, 3 years old, 5 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, a child that has a mentality right now of 21 years old, he has the mentality of a 5-year-old, okay? You would leave him on Kennedy Boulevard, River Road, okay, in front of my house with nobody home when he was supposed to go to UCP Center. I have police reports, multiple police reports from all the townships that he was dropped off at. I have letters that my attorney has sent to your township. I tried calling your office and talking with you. Of course, you were never there. I also tried to talk to Kornberg, who at the beginning was like just blowing me off, and finally he took it seriously. The attorney for North Bergen said, well, now they're going to have to sign off when they receive map. Guess what? We never got the sign-off sheet. It just never happened.
And I think that's totally disgraceful. On top of that, I recently called North Bergen because now he's 21 years old. I want him to continue attending an autism program in Bergen County because North Bergen really doesn't have anything for adults with autism, specifically for adults with autism, even though the rate of autism is so high. I called up City Hall to see if you could just bus him to the edge of town where then Bergen County would come all the way to Fairview to pick him up. They have no problem busing around their disabled citizens. I was told that it's only for the old people in town and the senior citizens, and that disabled people had no rights and had no busing system. And I want to know if I was told incorrectly, or can my son go on the same buses that the seniors go on?
A disabled person can generally go on the same senior citizen buses. I don't know what their schedule would be, or if the schedule would even fit into their program. I know most of you have problems, or if you have problems with the department that handles special ed and special needs. And that was Rob Kornberg, so you
Right.
have to deal with him on almost all
Well,
your complaints.
but you're the
Along with
superintendent of
that
schools,
has nothing to do with it.
and you're also the mayor, and you're also my
child
senator.
study team oversees and has
Well, this
complete
is
authority.
exactly what you've told me for the past 21 years.
Absolutely, and that's what the truth.
Well, thank God my son's 21 years old and he's serving county. Thank you.
I can't help
You
it.
still
for
don't
Romney.
have anything for this.
Yeah, Romney!
John Penske, 8200 Boulevard East.
It's really sad.
Good evening, everybody. I have a tape here that I don't know if everybody's gonna be able to hear, because the mics ain't working. This is the tape of Nick Sacco calling a young lady on the phone and leaving a message on her tape, on her phone. We'll see if we can pick it up. If not, I'll play it for you anytime, especially you, Sabinski. Let's see. This is it.
I think you better believe me, call me back. You embarrassed me in front of a judge who's my oldest, closest friend from the old days. Don't ever think that that's meaningful. Unless you really understand what you did, you're a retard.
Oh, nice.
It's scary.
Officer, I want Janice on this time.
First Amendment rights are,
Okay, Janice Orleans up front of this.
Whatever value it is, you better try.
So, Janice Orleans up front. I want to, that's
It's scary when you just look at yourself.
Janice, please.
This message will be saved for 20 days.
We can have a problem here.
Constitution of the United States of America.
Herbie, can you stop this clock while this goes on?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Huh? Well, Nick, Ms. Coleman happens to be here tonight.
The United States of America.
Will you be man enough to give her an apology?
The Constitution.
Even to the end, you can't be a man. Apologize to the lady.
Violating the Constitution because he asked you to. You don't have to.
Herb, you want to apologize to her?
You hearing me? No.
No.
He's not Hitler. He's not Hitler. You don't have to. But this is America. Okay.
Darwin Sedeno, 1519
No, I'd
39th
rather
Street.
be arrested. And he's going to do the same thing. No, because it'll make news. Because this is the first.
We like to hear the speakers.
I'll make you guys let know. What did she do? Wait a minute. Hold on. This is getting out of control. What did she do?
I'm gonna lose my home, they had me.
No, she doesn't have to leave. She doesn't have to leave.
I did,
She doesn't have to
Let's
leave.
vote, everybody.
And if you
Should
arrest
she
her,
leave the meeting?
and if you
No.
arrest her,
No.
You have to
Herb, filing amendment.
I'm out. Once the mayor asks her to leave the meeting, defiantly trespass.
She's not trespassing. This is a public meeting.
He has to.
You guys are in charge tomorrow. I hope you guys There's 4 wives, 1 lady. Curtis quits.
I'm leaving, if she's leaving, I'm leaving.
Guys, film it on the way out for a second. There was a gentleman before me, though.
No, it's not how I feel. No, you can't, because it is personal.
He didn't speak, nobody heard him.
Mario Blanche, 319-17.
Gentlemen are total disgrace. Total disgrace. You basically arrested You're an embarrassment to government. A total disgrace. You've arrested a woman on camera, and it's come to my conclusion, and it took me a long time to come to this conclusion. I gotta be honest. How could anyone act like this? And every meeting it gets worse and worse and worse. You dismissed a woman whose child has autism. You arrested a public speaker from an open public meeting. Published in the newspaper. Didn't you guys read those minutes? She wasn't trespassing. You guys threw her out because you didn't like what she had to say.
Through the chair, you're the president. I'd like to speak to Commissioner Ferrara. Public safety, you're in charge of the...
Address it to me and I'll decide.
Well, I'm all right. But you can hear me, correct, Teresa? You are the commissioner of... and you didn't do anything to this travesty that happened before. This is the United States. We have a right to say something. As long as...
Say something, Herb. Don't
Or-
you recognize you're speaking now, and we can all hear you? You have a right to speak. You have 5 minutes to
I'm
speak.
speaking about the duties of the commissioner,
Yes.
that she sat here and did nothing. And I remind you that the lady has been arrested.
Teresa Farrar had nothing to do with her arrest, nor did I. She was asked to leave.
She
resisted
is the
arrest,
commissioner of
obviously.
police. It's her function. You're not in charge of the police. She is. And I'm asking you, you should have spoken up before to make sure that Janet Storovich Hemlaw is released. My daughter came to me and I said I have my debit card with me, and if bail is required, I'll do that. But I advise you to cancel it. You're going to have a legal action against you now, and it's all unnecessary. Each of you commissioners are in charge of a department, and you are responsible, not the mayor for everything, although he is a political boss, and he does say advise you on what to do. You will be held responsible. I'm sure that the legal eagles we have here will do that. The same goes for you, Commissioner of Public Works, Gargiulo. That's the point I wanted to make last time. It's you the problem. The buck stops with you, not with him. Now, another matter that came up on the park. This is an entirely different thing. the new park, you have introduced the bond issue for $2,840,000, I think it is. Yes. That park is right by the outfall of the Woodcliff sewage disposal. It is North Bergen and Gertenberg, which we take care of, have combined sewers. So to use a better word, poop is discharged right there. In the summertime, when you go there, you smell it. Anybody that had a baby knows what poop smells like. There's no place for a park unless you correct, as you're supposed to according to the Clean Water Act, unless you correct the sewage problem. You, through your publicist, Vision Media, the Spinsky town liars, they're not the town criers as we used to have in colonial times, they're the town liars, have said you were saving North Bergen $40 million by pumping sewage to Newark, to the Passaic Valley Water Commission.
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Oh,
Actually, I can't remember the exact figure, because
At least one.
yeah, well, that's what Swabinsky said. I have the brochure. You're not doing it. I'm trying to get Mr. Blanche, who is an attorney against you, to take you to court on that matter. You cannot have a public park next to poop. And according to,
thanks, sir.
May I have a motion to close? Commissioner Pasquale? Mayor Sacco?
Everybody, we're gonna go bail out Janice.
A Sacco, lo saco!
A Sacco, lo Sacco!